change my mind. And I will tell you, I've been saying this since the beginning of August. I picked the Steelers to win that division, and I will say this right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers, in my mind, have made it a big three in the AFC. I give them just as good a chance by the time we get to the end of being there, standing in the Super Bowl representing the AFC, as I do the Chiefs and the Ravens. Ryan Clark, change my mind.
I don't want to change your mind. That's first off. I like the way that you're thinking, but I do believe that you're wrong. Let's not rush to judgment on this Pittsburgh Steelers offense, and we can't necessarily expect this defense to turn the ball over as much as it did last year. I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs are a cut above, and the Baltimore Ravens are stacked right with them. And when you go to the rest of the AFC, the Steelers will be at the top, but they aren't on the level of those two teams. At some point, this offense is going to be able to have to score with the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, who do it at an amazing clip and in very explosive ways. We didn't see that from this Pittsburgh Steelers offense against the New York Giants, and obviously not last year with backup quarterbacks. So we have to wait to see how they progress, how Big Ben continues to play, because if we want to put them on the level of those two teams, we need to see more explosiveness. So, Greeny, I love the way that you're thinking. I just want you to hold off a little bit so we can truly see what the Pittsburgh Steelers look like offensively against a real NFL football defense.
Dianna, what do you think?
I'm not going to change your mind completely. I'm going to curtail it a little bit, or at least curtail it just a little bit. I think what they have in terms of the blueprint of this defense working is spot on, and I agree with you in terms of their force. In fact, yesterday was the one-year anniversary of when the Pittsburgh Steelers made that trade with the Miami Dolphins for Minkah Fitzpatrick. We rarely see the Steelers make a trade for a first-round draft pick, and look how that worked out. He's now become one of the best defenders on that team behind Cam Hayward and Bud Dupree. But this is going to fall on the offense. Juju Smith-Schuster had a down year last year. He needs to prove that he is the number one. We had a little glimpse of it against the New York Giants, but it is still way too early to crown the Steelers defense the best in the AFC, but they certainly can be a runner-up at this point in the season.
I will repeat quickly, McAfee, before I give it to you. Last year, they were 8-3 in games in which they scored 11 or more points. They only allowed 27 points 3 times the whole year last year, and that was with the worst quarterback play probably in the entire NFL. McAfee, change my mind.
Well, Duck Hodges didn't deserve that. But Yinzers are going to love to hear what you're saying this morning on Get Up. And I think you could be right here, but just not now. I think that defense with Cam Hayward, Bud Dupree, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden, TJ Watt, I mean, they are a dominant force. And they made that Giants offensive line, which is notoriously terrible, look even worse. And that defense almost carried them to an offseason or into a playoff like you just said, with basically no offense. But Ben Roethlisberger looked bad early. He kind of got the jitters off of him a little bit. Juju, is this going to be the Juju for this year? Benny Snell looks like he's running a lot harder than James Conner, although James Conner got hurt. So if that offense can get clicking at all, I think you're right, but I don't think now's the time to say that they can keep up with the Baltimore Ravens offense, which is a buzzsaw. Lamar Jackson looks better than he's ever looked. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill on the offense for Kansas City Chiefs look like they haven't slowed down one bit, and this is an offensive league. That's what you're going to have to do. So if Ben Roethlisberger can get back to form, and I've been on the opposite side of a Ben Roethlisberger 50-burger, I understand what that can look like. But with that defense, I think you're 100% right, just not yet. And Yinzers are going to love them some Mike Greenberg this morning.
We'll see. I'm telling you right. Nothing in this conversation changed my mind. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.